Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are. Should be the final day of the Gravity Swing Santa on Sleigh from ROKR. Got our base here with our sort of fulcrum, I guess, for the swing situation. Of course, got our start of our sleigh here with Santa, his whip hand, and of course our little fidget spinner situation there. Sort of, the whole kit's almost worth that. But let's say everything's really coming together good on this one. The paint, it's hard to, I don't have a flesh colored paint, so he doesn't really match up the front of his nose doesn't match his face, but sort of eased it a little bit. I'm still pretty happy with how everything's coming together. If you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You can see all my successes and all my failures, and hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, just building silly little models, having a bit of fun. You see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on my list. And since I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube, y'all provide me with nothing but the best of options. I just got one today that, you know, it's not a Christmas themed one, but it looks, I haven't looked it up too good, but just the description of it gets me excited because it sounds like it's going to be a really good one. So I definitely have to check that out, and it's on the list, as I'm so fond of saying. Okay, get to work now. Let's see here. So we're still working on Santa for the moment. Get this guy, his feet go in the blank side up. But you know what? I don't have to have a blank side. That might show, but if it shows, it'd be just barely. But I'm still going to hit it with my paint pen. I assumed it was going to be up where it was visible, but I mean, yeah, like I say, it's going to be inside the sleigh, so it may not be visible at the end of all things. But get those feet in there, maybe. Slowly but surely wiggle and jiggle way in. And there goes Neo needing her privacy, so I'll be right back. Okay. I know I've said it before, but I really do think she waits for me to come in here and start talking before she goes, because I've been in here for like an hour and a half prepping, and she hasn't made a noise. But that's beside the point. Nature calls, nature calls. Okay, so we got Santa's footrest on. Now, get that back underneath there. This guy gets, this one goes in the bottom one here. I'm pretty sure that's going to end up being covered, so I didn't paint it. Okay. Now, you go in. Okay, so these guys here and here. There and okay, our footrest goes through up here. And there. And there. Okay. Back and forth and use them all. Make sure they're all in seated good. Yeah. I think the same thing with this one. I'm pretty sure all these three are going to be covered, so I didn't. This is going to go on top. So yeah, it's going to cover all then. Yeah, okay. So keeping our present in there. Yep, we're ready for our gingerbread man. He's going through here, through our present. Now the other side. Okay. Oh, back in the center frame here. So now we got that's what's going to be our central part to get his functioning. Okay. And, well, actually, we're supposed to put this on first. But yes, right now all we got is that to mount it with. So you go there. Oh, that's got to go that does have to go first because it goes through there too. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be the second mounting point for that one. Gingy. Alright. Now through both of those. Then through our present. Out the other side. Okay. So we got that working. Alright. And this guy goes on the back. Third point on our outer part. There it goes. And this goes up here. Oh, that's Santa's dashboard. Okay, his hand, I think, is supposed to. Looks like his hand's supposed to be on there. There he goes again. Okay. We'll have to see once we get the other side back in place, which I think is next. Okay, yep, let's set you there, and we get these. And this guy. Same place back here. And on to. I'm worried about this one back here because it's on that little thin piece of wood. But this side, the front one has to go in first because that's the longest one. Yes. And the dashboard in place here. And the red man's axle to come through. Alright. Everybody seems to be in place. That's moving pretty free now, so that's what you want to see. And bit into there. There. Okay. Now, gingerbread man on the other side. And the collar on that. Okay, so nice. Alright, and that completes the actual sleigh. Well, not the bottom part, but the cabin part of our sleigh. Looking good. I'm pleased with that. Whoop. I was trying to loosen that up and got a little overzealous. Well, I think I want them to be able to spin, so I'm going to loosen up the. I don't know that it matters, but there will be free spinning for me. Okay, now that. Make sure all my stuff seated in, got everything, all the exposed stuff. Don't know those things. I don't think it'll matter, but since I've got access to it, I'm going to go ahead and hit the bottom of his feet with the red here to blend it in with the footrest. Oh. Okay. Now on to our reindeer. Just one reindeer, so it shouldn't be too much on this one. And this is the part where I'm thinking about adding some extra onto our chains. I'll see how it looks at the end before I commit to it, but I think it might be a good accent if I decide to go with it. Get all antlers and everything situated. And we start with these two. It'll be our harness going in. 9 goes in the front. And E10's the one with the extra stud off the bottom. E11, excuse me. E10 is the reindeer. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And this part goes in next. All the way down. Not exactly flush here. I mean, it actually, the center is a little bit bigger. Okay, that makes sense because they are round, so it would be bigger on the middle part. That other one on the other side. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be forced together or not. It doesn't seem like there should be a gap in there, but I'll trust the process and move on. Okay, now 3. This one goes in front. Okay, all the way in. I think they are now. And ears. Antlers. Okay, this is the blank. Okay, so up here we're only supposed to see it from this side, because that's less inspiring for sure. Okay, now these. Okay, so that's going to be we need a red on that. So let me hit these guys. It's easier to hit them before you install the part. Okay, chains go up here. Or reins, or whatever they are. Oh, yeah, forgot our little sleigh belt on the front of our. Okay. Actually, that doesn't look too bad, really. Those details on the rope or chain or whatever. I don't think that's what I was thinking about. I think it'd take away from it. Because I definitely wouldn't be able to match it up as nicely as they got it. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, so that completes our reindeer. Get you up there next to Santa. We got this guy to work on. This is sort of our pivot point, or whatever you want to sort of. It sort of walks around the top. And let's see, this guy. Make sure we're going over to the. It's supposed to be over on that edge there. And I missed a piece. Hang on. Yep, that's supposed to be in the middle of it all. Can't have a day where I don't miss a piece. This doesn't look like the right color to start with, but it fades, it soaks in and becomes a darker brown in a second. Okay. Get that in there. So this goes to go all the way down to the bottom there with that little teeny tiny notch there. Okay. We put this piece in, it's going to wedge in there pretty good, but first we got to do our swing arm. So, that goes in there and there. And this on the other side to really wedge it in. I'm going to check before I go too crazy on this. Did they give us an extra one of those? No. It feels like I'm about to do some pretty substantial force here. Yeah, that does not feel good. Definitely feels like something's about to break. Okay, there it went. Still not all the way down. There it went. I think that's... Yeah, like that was uncomfortable. But it's in there now. Alright. Now, this guy with the notches towards, away from the hooks, I guess you'd say. On here. I think I just moved that in up when I was doing all that. There it goes. Wiggle and a jiggle in there. Yeah. Pretty good. I say a lot of force on this one. I say it's wedged in there. It's not going to go anywhere for sure. Now, this one goes in back hook, wedge you forward. Wedge you forward. It's another one that just feels not good to do this. It won't have a good... Okay, let's try this. It's a little bit... Wow. Yeah, that was a tremendous amount of force. This feels very wrong. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all if y'all do that. That was... I don't remember that being an issue on the last one of these I did. But it's together, so that's the important part. You're going to be firmly gentle, I guess, or gently firm. But we get to set you aside, start working on the next bit, which is our counterweight, because it's got our little slugs in there. These guys, all those guys, there's 2 different, 6 of each here. There we are. 6 of those, 6 of those. All right. with our red guys. And these go every other space. Yep. And the other one to go every other space as well. And same thing, second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder, a little bit worse. Okay. Oh, those. Now, our rocker logo is on. Okay, I'm going to try and match it up the way they've got it. So I've got the one, I've got this one going into one of them with the back on it, the back stud. So I don't know that it matters, but I'm going to try it like that. I'm going to try and do what they did. Just to get, hopefully this will help get the orientation right on the, when we get it installed. If we get it installed. There it goes now. Okay. I lost one of them. That one. Oh, it broke. Okay. No, it didn't break. It just in there. Knock them out instead of as I'm trying to put the other ones in. Okay. There it went. A little bit of unnecessary drama from those little critters. Get them all situated. Alright. Now I just got to do that again. And it says do it two times. I'm assuming I'm going to orient it the same way on both of them. Hopefully this one's a little more cooperative. And there. Nope. Maybe come straight down. Let's see what I can. Maybe, yeah, put it face down. So I'm going U to U. Nope, that didn't work. I can't see to line everything up. Okay. And straight on again. Okay, now we're. This one just not. Always gotta be one wise guy. Alright, seems to be alright. Okay. In. Alright. And now counterweights go in these. And you this side with the going that way. ROKR. So. And our snowflake counterweight situation situated. Now the other end of our doodad goes that. Come in here. Press you in. Alright. And then, okay, that does not line up where I want to, because I'm going to be crooked on our. I think we'll be looking at it from this side, so I'm going to go with it because I don't want to undo that thing as much trouble as I had with it. Alright, like I said, I'm pretty sure it goes from that way, so that's the important side. But they didn't make any kind of indication to rotate this outer cover on the instructions. They didn't say notch it over one time. If they did, I don't see it. Because it says complete the same two, so if they're identical, that definitely wouldn't have worked. So, okay. Rant over. Okay, set you aside for the moment. No, actually not. I'm gonna hang on to you because we're working on this piece. Got last little hit, and it appears they decided to save some money by having a red carrot. I can fix that. Carrot's supposed to be orange. And I sort of understand that. It seems pretty wasteful to tell how much it costs to add one extra color for a piece that small on the molds. Alright, I think that. Fix it. Get you up there to dry off. May get a second coat here in a minute. We'll find out. But back to this. So we got ROKR, and goes in here and here. But let's do some green on there. Okay. So that was a bad thing. Okay. Oh. That's that particle board that didn't leave much fiber there. Should be enough for me to get it back in place. Let's see. I don't know if this will work. I got a wild idea. Maybe put you in there. Old Gorilla wood glue. Just dab just a touch on that sand here. And then get you in place. Hope the wood glue is gonna line up where I want it to. Ah, it's broke the other way. Oh, there it went. So that glue's kind of pretty close to getting lined up. I think by the time I put the top on, that'll hold everything in place. I think it'll be enough pressure to keep that stabilized. Hope so, anyway. I think there's enough other. This is going to be holding most of the weight anyway, so I think it should be in good shape on that. Okay, we'll find out. Okay. Now to our reindeer. These red guys go in down here. Something else I might break. Not a good place to get a grip on it, I think. Gently wiggle and jiggle it in. There it went. Okay, it slid on. It wanted to. Okay, now stand a sleigh down. Got those guys onto our runners. And that's going to go up onto our dashboard, the green ones. Try and get these in first, I believe. Get past there. Okay. Maybe put those back in later. Okay, so it looks like they locked in on the footrest. I think they're in. Okay, there's no way to verify. Like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by running out of tape. Or tape, yeah, that's how old I am. I think you can sort of peek in there and see they're pretty well seated. I think that's about as good as I'm gonna do. Let's try and get this back in again. That one was pretty cooperative about going in. And lock these guys onto our, like I said, our dashboard. That one almost in. There it went, I think. See if I can get it all the way down there without breaking it. Okay. And then some of the situation's going. Got our reindeer in place. Now, got our little, I was calling it a whip. It's a carrot, not a stick situation. So, says goes, oh, it must be this way. Oh yeah, there's a little, it's going to be fine details, so let's come on in. Got our little recess there for our hook. There it went. And it sort of hangs free there. That's what you want, I believe. And sort of the same thing on Santa's arm here. Let's see. Okay, it's supposed to be. Okay, so it's going to be, I think it's going to be resting on the reindeer's head to keep it upright. Let's pop it in there without breaking anything. Yeah, just run it through. Oh, got the hole in the hat there. That's what that's for. Okay, so it runs right through there. And a little bit of movement with the carrot there. Not much, but some. Okay, and then last but not least, got a couple of jingle bells. They go, okay, just on the antlers. Focus. On those. Okay. There we go. And that's the end of the build. So what you do is get this drawer on that side. So once Santa heading towards the drawer, just put these feet go in our little oval right there. And you just give it a rock. And presents moving, Santa's arms moving, the carrot's moving a little bit, and you can pretty much go as, you can be pretty aggressive with it. It stays, I learned that with the other one. As long as these two pieces stay in contact, it's got enough motion to move around, and the ever so slight jingle bell ringing from the antler jingle bells. And it goes for a little while, reasonable amount of time. It's not like a perpetual motion machine or anything, but it winds down pretty quick. But it does get enough, I think, enough action that it's entertaining. It doesn't take much to get it going again. But that one's finished up. You made it this far. I'll go ahead and give you a preview of the next one. It's sort of another book nook, and it's a sort of a generic. It was a Temu book nook. The Christmas Street Corner. Evidently, it's a 5-star, 296 pieces. And I don't know. It sort of looks like a Santa's Village type thing. From what I can remember, it wasn't a cheap one. I think it's like $40. This one, I must have caught it on sale or something, because I can't imagine I paid $40 for a book nook. But I recognize that sort of font. Looks like something from a couple I did last year that were really good. So I'm hoping this is just a different drop shippers shipping from the same company. But it looks. From the details I can see there, it looks like it'll be a fun one. So I'm looking forward to getting started on that. I did break down, and I've actually added to my Christmas list, or Christmas project list, and I got looking at it, I was like, I'm not far enough away from Christmas, I need another project. So I do have I got the Roll-Life wreath on its way, so I will be doing that this year. I didn't think I'd have time to, but I believe I will. I'll do that one, the Roll-Life wreath, and I got another book nook that I think is one of those more complicated ones. It's going to take a while, so I'll just wrap up my Christmas with that one, and it may take New Year to get that done, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think they're all going to be good-looking kits this year. I'm really excited for all of them. They all look like they're going to be fun and challenging and everything you want from a project like this. But that's all I got for you tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe. And click on a link. There's my channel over there. If you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel where I do experiments a couple times a month rather. That's what YouTube thinks you should be watching. And this is the playlist for this build. I'll see you tomorrow.